A little bit different. The Detroit Lions are now the team that's beat up. Me, C-Dub, Bobby, we're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We making up for the usual Wednesday episode where we all together. It's just a day late, not a dollar short. It is what it is. We live tonight. We got a couple of things to talk about. So the Bears face off against the Detroit Lions. It's going to be an important game for the Bears. Defense has really stepped up. We've seen the offense step up in some games, but we haven't seen them both do it at the same time. There's some hope that the Bears are going to be able to do that against the Detroit Lions team. But this is a team that comes in now with a lot of injuries at key positions for it. So you got their starting center is out in this game. You also got, so that changes their offensive line. You got a defensive tackle in McNeil who's going to be out. He's one of their best players as well. And they have an injured linebacker in this game as well. Do you think the Bears can come in here and take advantage of matchups at those positions specifically to help take advantage of the Lions' injuries? C-Dub, how do you feel about it, bro?
I feel like that we should, especially on the defensive side. Javon Dexter, Justin Jones, those guys in the middle have an increase in their play, getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, stuff in the run. So with some backups in there, and I think they shuffled the line a little bit. I think they switched the guy from guard position to the tackle position. I think we should be able to take advantage of that. Am I going to go out on a limb and say that they just dominate or something like that? I want to wait and see, but they should be able to. Now, when you talk about the offense going against some of the defensive players that's missing, we definitely need it. We need that extra help. We need help from the football gods. But I don't think they should be concentrating on that. I think the Bears should be concentrating on doing their job the best that they could. And don't worry who's on the opposite side of the field when I'm speaking about the offense.
All right. Facts. I mean, me personally, I think that the Bears, the last game, they should feel like they let one slip away.
Yeah.
But you got to expect the Detroit Lions to come out on this one and put their best foot forward, to be honest with you, because now that I believe they should be more prepared and be thinking like the Chicago Bears. Hey, we almost let one slip away, but we got it. Now we got to put our best foot forward to come out here and play. The Chicago Bears need to be like, hey, we let one slip away. We need to go out here and have a complete game. When it comes down to the matchups, I'm looking at it like this. Last 5 games for the Detroit Lions, they've given up over 330 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing to the opposing teams. The Chicago Bears should be able to move the ball, but again, it's just going to come down to, can you complete the game? So I think they're going to have their opportunities, but it's about, hey, you in front of your home crowd this time. You're going to have everything in your favor. You got to come out and put it on wax, baby.
Facts. I look at one key thing, especially with the injury to Enazoli, however you pronounce his name. They have the linebackers have difficulty in coverage against tight ends and running backs. We got Roschon Johnson healthy. We got Cole Kmet healthy. Yeah. Do you think that could be one of the big things that this offense needs to look at attacking that area for the from the Detroit Lions for us to be able to get 2 parts of our game that have been strengths for us? Do you think that could be a big part in this game as well?
Oh, that's when you want to, specifically when you say to attacking linebackers.
Yeah,
that would means you would be attacking the middle of the field.
That's true. And we don't attack the middle.
And we don't attack.
That's a great. That's a great fucking point, bro. That's facts. That's a great point. You got to have a offensive coordinator that says, "Oh, bet they left the middle open. Let's get it." Luke Getsy says, "Oh, the middle's open. Screen."
Screen. Oh my God, they're showing this. I know exactly what to call.
Let me pick. Screen.
That's crazy, bro.
Lord.
That's wild, man. Like I really hope that Luke Getsy can take advantage of it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Bears, and I said this before, it's not that I'm saying the Bears should be favored or anything like that, even with their injuries. The Detroit Lions are a better football team than the Chicago Bears. But here's what I'll say. Smart team, smart. And this goes back to, I said this over on Bleach Report. I think it wasn't here. But we need to start seeing at some point this offseason, everybody knows Luke Getsy's gone. I want to see Justin Fields change some goddamn plays. Because listen, if Luke Getsy calls a screen and you see them and you see that the middle's open, call a goddamn audible and let's attack the middle. And then look over at Luke Getsy and be like, bye, bitch. We got 4 more weeks of your ass. I can't wait for you to go.
Facts, because my man's like, and that's the whole thing. And I seen it from somebody on Twitter. I ain't gonna act like I came up with it, but I feel like it was a valid point. They said, bro, you got 5 games left, and there's a lot of talk about another coach coming in to take your job, but yet you still come out here and coach like you scared. What are you scared of?
That's what I'm saying.
What are you scared of? Is my point. Because if you got like let's keep it a buck. The Bears been in a lot of games this year. It's been a lot of games they've been in, and then you go to being coaching scared not to lose the game, and then what happens? You lose the game. Grow some cojones for once and go out here and coach and without being scared, bro. What do you have to lose? You know it's other guys that's about to come in here or that's being talked about are coming in here and taking your job. Coach.
You know what? I'll proclaim this. I think the last couple weeks, Lou Getsy calling screens has been the laughing stock of the NFL. It has got national coverage,
bro.
bro. Like
Riddick was able to call it out. I'm like,
yes. So I think he's gonna have just for all the pressure from around the football world. We gonna probably see less screens. But are you going to take advantage of middle? You heard what my man Drip said. They got a missing linebacker in the middle. You got great. You got Roshan Johnson, Big Cole Komet, White Rhino. You can
Foreman
also
maybe coming back.
Yes, you can use receivers. Whatever happened to our other tight end? Matter of fact,
Robert Tanya.
Has he been playing?
Yeah, he's been out there. Hell, he was injured, I think, for a while, but he's been playing. Yeah.
Wow,
he playing.
This is like the first time I thought of him in a long time. I'm like,
because you know what? With double tight end sets, the thing that makes the most sense with double tight end sets is running the slant route. You know what Luke Getsy doesn't know how to do is run a fucking slant route.
It's crazy, ain't it?
It'll be that's the perfect route for DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney, bro,
and Tyler Scott. Like literally, this is why I like real talk. I understand the talk around maybe they potentially look to keep on Matt Eberflus, but I am not entertaining a single fucking thought on keeping Luke Getsy. If they come back and Ryan Poles says, hey, yeah, we're going to go ahead and, we feel really confident in it, whatever it is, if it does not end and Luke Getsy's up out of here, bro, I'm losing all faith in this front office, bro.
Well, you have to. You have to. That's a fireable offense for Ryan Poles. Come on, bro. You can't be too proud. You can't have that much pride and ego, bro. Get that fucker out of here, dude.
I think they see it, bro. I mean, bro, we guys that come up here and we do what we do on Chicago Bears Central. These guys get paid millions of dollars to evaluate this team. You mean you gotta see it. Especially like I don't know what the conversation was, but the gesture of doing this and basically saying they keep doing the same thing over and over again, or he could have been saying let's pick it up. He's a former NFL player, so he knows what the hell. Like, bro, like we got to do something else because you literally could have got some of your players injured with running 20 damn screens in the game because they started to sniff it out in the last game.
Why did he do this? What is that story? I missed out on.
I mean, it was just a gesture. I don't know what was said, but it was they had a little, pan over with the cameras with Ryan Poles looking over. We don't know who he was talking to, but he was like this. You know what I'm saying? Could have meant a number of things. I ain't gonna say that he said one thing or not, but it was definitely during the Chicago Bears offensive series. So he had to be meaning something. It means something to me.
He wasn't saying bring me another shot, was he? Shit.
No, that bring me another shot in.
I don't know. Ryan Poles is a peculiar ass dude. He may call for another shot like that. Who knows?
Maybe. You never know.
But as we talked about some injuries, we got to talk about some key matchups and where the Bears could get absolutely cooked. The first one that I want to talk about in this one is Jahmyr Gibbs, who did kill the Bears down the stretch of that game last time. Do you think that the Bears, with the improvement, especially in that pass catching coming out that backfield, do you think with the improvement that we see not only from the linebacking core, the secondary, do you think we're going to be able to contain? I won't even say stop. I know I'll put it on the list to stop. Can we contain Jahmyr Gibbs down the stretch of this game?
Jahmyr Gibbs is just an awesome talent. When I just think of him, all I think is explosion. Yeah. So when you think of a guy like this, You cannot put a linebacker on this kid. It's just not gonna work. You're gonna have to get one of those Kyler Gordon, somebody to get to stay with this kid. He's just too explosive for those bigger linebackers. And you still might not even win that matchup because the kid is just explosion, bro. And they got Monty out there. You know, he can't catch out the backfield, though. So you got to worry about Monty. Forget Monty.
Me,
That's
me,
that hairline. Go ahead, Bob. My bad.
me personally, I don't give a damn how they do it. You just better do it. This is the get after the last time you played the Lions, Jaquan Brisker text Justin Fields and said, "We sorry, bro. That was on us. Make up for it now. Come out, set the tone early. You could slow them down. If the game is out of reach, you know, most teams they'll be like, we up by 2 touchdowns. We'll give them a little chunk yards. We'll make them waste time trying to get a touchdown and try to keep it close or whatever. But I don't really care. You just got to come out here and set the tone and set the tone early because I think they're gonna try to get Montgomery going, and then you're gonna try to use your explosive guy, in certain sets with that. And then I like Ben Johnson. That's their OC, but he likes to get cute too. So force him to get cute, and then you got to take advantage of that, especially because some of those cute plays can result in tackle for losses, fumbles, interceptions, miscommunication amongst those players, especially, depending on what the temperature of the game is. So I don't really care how you get it done. You just better get it done.
That's fact. That's fact. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You cannot allow, like, you gotta find a way to get it done. To Bobby's point, like, you cannot allow Gibbs to come in here and destroy. You just can't. Like, it's unacceptable. You know what they're gonna do. Like they showed it last time. But listen, there's another guy in the receiving game as well, Amon St. Brown. Amon Ross St. Brown. Let me say that man's whole entire name because he deserves it. Do you think like that because they've lined him up on the inside, they've lined him up on the outside? Do you think Kyler Gordon can help kind of slow him down as well in this game?
I think he did a pretty good job last game, especially not at the end there, at the end of the game when we lost the game there. But I think he did a particularly good job. I think we fell back into a prevent type of defense way too early in the end of the game there, and that's where he got loose and he got active. He got on fire a little bit. I like the way we played him. I think we could be okay against St. Brown. It was okay. I just don't keep being aggressive, Eberflus. Don't fall back into the prevent defense. They eat that up every time. Eat it up.
Yeah, I think that for me, when it comes down to that, of trying to contain a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, got to give him credit. You know what I'm saying? He could definitely make some plays and give his offense, a jolt or some energy. And I think it's just gonna come down to Matt Eberflus. Hey, it starts with the front four.
Yeah.
That's who it starts with in just about any game, especially this game. You got to contain Montgomery. He's going to be returning to Soldier Field in the opposition's uniform. The crowd going to be loud. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to do it is to shut it down, slow all those guys down, both of those guys down, and you got to lead from that. And then that's when you can open things up and allow your guys in the back end to be able to make plays. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's not all about interception, because you know what I'm saying, I think he had 3 interceptions and a fumble last game, talking about Jared Goff. But that's not always going to happen. But you can neutralize him by forcing 3 and outs, by forcing bad passes, by forcing him to miss opportunities. So I believe that all that starts with up front. You got to get your defensive guys to get going for sure.
Completely agree with you there. Completely agree with you. Like, and that goes to like Luke Getz. I'm not Luke Getz because he hasn't called shit. Matt Eberflus has seemed like he's also, as he's started calling plays, has grown to understand the strength of his players even better than what he did before, right?
Yes.
It really seems like he has the pulse on that. We still don't run the best system for him. We know we're better in man coverage. We still run this antiquated zone system, but it does. I will give Matt Eberflus a little bit of credit. I'm going to give him is that he does understand what the strengths and weaknesses are, especially in the secondary. And I do trust him to be able to contain St. Brown. I just do. And, to Bobby's point, you're not going to get a bunch of interceptions. He's not going to come in and throw 3 interceptions. If he does again, shout out. Y'all got the story on him. But I think the way that the secondary started to perform, I think it's starting to get to the place where we can rely and feel safe in the fact that they are going to perform well. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be able to shut her down, but they are going to be able to compete well enough. You still need pressure from that front 7, But I think I trust this secondary for some reason on how they're going to perform against St. Brown. I just really do.
I agree with you. The secondary has been our best group throughout the season in total to me. I think it's the key, and you are absolutely right, nephew, is we got to get pressure on Jared Goff. I
Yeah.
don't think he's a traditionally great quarterback at the end of the seasons, especially when it started getting cold outside. I think he's a statue. He's going to be there when you get there. If he has a clean pocket, he can kill you. But if you make it reckless for him, and that's probably for every quarterback, but for him particularly, because he has zero athleticism. So this could be a good game for the
You won't even give him
for the
5%,
defensive
bro.
line. I ain't giving him
He
5%.
made the NFL, bro. He got a little bit of
Yeah,
athleticism.
man, you can't even do the Carlton dance on beat. What you mean?
That takes
I
athleticism.
don't think they got nothing to do with athleticism. If you
Bro,
catch
you
my
gotta
drift.
move. No, you don't see
You might even just do it right. What you talking about? That's crazy.
Ain't it crazy?
That's wild, bro. See, Doug really be living in his own world, bro.
I
Like,
do. I ain't gonna lie.
I bet you listen. I bet you see Dub in his mind does a perfect moonwalk, and all he does is slide his feet backwards. Bro.
Oh,
Like
bro.
that's crazy.
Shoo, get them socks on. Shoo. Oh,
That's
bro,
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh,
Last up,
real.
as far as matchups, man, Montez Sweat. When you look at what he's come up
Oh.
against lately, but Sewell, on the lines, can Montez Sweat come in here and put some work? Now we know that Montez Sweat, he's gotten 18 pressures so far when it comes down to it, but like it's really about also how he impacts the other players around him as well. But Montez Sweat is going to be an important matchup for whoever he's lined up against. How you guys feeling?
Montez Sweat is definitely one of Ryan Pohl's greatest acquisitions to the Bears, bro. He has completely changed up the defense. I think he's just building up to one of those colossal games that he's going to have this season. I project it's going to happen this season. You know what? I'm going to say it happens against the Detroit Lions, where he get 2-3 sacks in the game. It just completely dominates the game. Montez Sweat is a real deal, one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. And I expect him to have his best game this week against the Detroit Lions. His best game as a bet.
I'm gonna go on the opposite, man. I think he will be effective, but I think that it's gonna have to come down to the others. Because I think that Montez Sweat, going up against Sewell is gonna be a tough task. But I believe if he can force the double team, he can free up other guys. I believe the double team is gonna come anyway, but that means the other guys got to step up. We seen Javon Dexter start to pick it up the last 2 weeks. You seen Yannick Ngakoue. You kind of get pressure there. You know what I'm saying? Not really get sacks and things like that, but he got some pressure to allow other guys, to get sacks and things like that. And hey, I got to give Justin Jones a little credit. He looks a little better with Montez Sweat on that edge. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And then you got to see the other, whoever's coming in to fill in, bro. You got to be impactful in this game, because I think it's a foregone conclusion that Montez Sweat is going to be doubled most of the game. And if they do go one-on-one, he got to take advantage of some of those opportunities, because I believe in like a Sewell. He's solid, bro. He is really, really good at what he does. And I think that with the way that they coach as far as toughness, they're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna have your opportunities to go one-on-one, get the job done. So that's gonna be the same thing I'm telling Montez Sweat. When you go one-on-one, you got to get the job done, bro.
Yeah,
I trust him.
I listen, and great points there. If he's drawing the double team, he's going to free up. Who's going to step up if Sweat is double team, right? Javon Dexter's playing more and more snaps as well. Let's not forget that he's going to have some opportunities. And so, yeah, when you look at this defensive line, just the way that they have been able to get way more consistent pressure on the quarterback is just something we got to talk about a little bit, and it's going to be important in a game like this also.
Absolutely. It's such an indictment on Yannick that you guys went straight to Justin Jones, and I did too. Like, I thought he would have it's just an easier time when Montez Sweat got here, and I ain't really seen to make any plays since.
No, I mean, he's had a sack and a half since Montez Sweat has come here, I believe. So I mean, he's played better. It's just
underwhelming.
Well, when you start off in the goddamn toilet and you come up to the toilet seat, it's like it's cool, but it still smells like shit. Like it's just.
That boy wildin'. That boy wildin'.
It
Oh
still
my
smells
god.
like shit.
Oh
But
my goodness.
I mean, it is what it is there, man. I got some faith that this defensive line is gonna be able to come in and perform.
Yeah, bro.
For
Robbie
real.
Gold retired in the mid-season.
Yeah, hey, shout out
He
to
wasn't
Robbie
even on the
Gold,
I,
bro.
team though.
I
Yeah,
thought he was playing.
Nah,
Oh,
he
shout
was
out to
not on the
Robbie
team.
Gold, bro. Shout out to
Facts.
Robbie Gold. Man,
yeah,
come to
yeah.
the
Before we
Bears,
go though,
my
we got
guy.
to talk about this new stadium. So now the word is that the Bears could be considering building the new stadium where the parking lot currently sits right now for Soldier Field. Now, I know people have heard this, and I've seen both sides of it. And I personally, you guys, a lot of you guys know I lived in St. Louis. I actually lived in St. Louis when they built the new Busch Stadium, which they actually overlap where the old Busch Stadium is, and then the old Busch Stadium they actually built what's called Ballpark Village, and that's not restaurants, the shopping centers in there, things like that, and they really were able to turn that into something that you could still make, like people throw parties, great parties in there. So if the Bears do stay kind of on the grounds where Soldier Field currently is, then tear down the stadium. And they could maybe build. It'll be much smaller version of that entertainment center. But do you think that that could be what's best for the city? I always thought like try to build where the same over that because where Soldier Field is, it sucks. It's cold in the winter. All that you get that gust of wind coming right up there
Yeah,
off the mission, but it's still iconic. And so if they are able to eventually pivot and build the new stadium where right by where Soldier Field is now, you maintain a lot of that history. Maybe that's just me as a Bears fan that just would love to see that. How you guys feeling about the potential of that happening?
I agree with you. Let me ask you a question, Drip, first. Isn't Soldier Field a national monument? It cannot be torn down. Is that correct?
Is that accurate?
That's what I'm
I didn't
I
even
asking.
know
don't
I
that was
know.
thought
I
I
accurate.
think
heard
so
about that.
though.
I
But it's
think it can't be
definitely
torn
one of the
down.
oldest you digs.
Yeah.
Um, I would agree with you. That you definitely try to keep it in Chicago. I mean, it's been Chicago Bears for over 100 years. I knew Crook County wasn't gonna give
Yes.
up. That's
Oh
correct.
no, it actually was delisted as a national historic landmark in
Oh,
2006.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
no longer considered a national landmark. So you were right up until 2006. It's no longer considered that. So there you go.
Okay, but
For sure.
I think we should stay in Chicago. And did we think that Crook County would let the Bears just leave and leave all that money? Did you think they was gonna just let them take all that money to Arlington Heights? I knew it was gonna be a fight. I knew it.
Lori Lightfoot somewhere right now, smiling ear to ear with a little ugly ass. Like
This is
Bro.
Chicago, bro. Stop it. You just ain't finna just walk out our life. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say, man, to be honest with you, I'm not even mad at it. Like at the end of the day, get the job done, bro. And to be honest with you, I ain't want to travel to Arlington Heights, but I was up for
What the fuck, bro? You gotta warn me, Drip. See, I'm cool with Beetlejuice, but that other person, though, that shit almost made me throw up.
but
man.
but I'm good with letting it sit within a city, man. What better way
Yeah.
than to have it within a city? Like I visited Atlanta. I've been to Truist Park where the Atlanta Braves play, and they got like an entertainment district as well. And there's a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of things to do with family and things like that. And bringing that within the city of Chicago, man, and not the outskirts, the suburban area. I
Mhm.
think that, man, that'll just add to the hype of Chicago Bears football, because you can go catch the game, get drunk, tailgate, watch the game, enjoy the district, and then after the
Mhm.
game, you can still go not too
That'd
far.
be
You can
hard.
go see Buckingham Fountain. You can go see
Yeah.
Cow Gate or the Bean, as some or most of us call it. It's all right there in the
Fucking bean.
vicinity of the stadium. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
too mad at it, but hey, whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't, to be honest, I didn't find the idea that the city of Chicago laid out to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Put a new roof on the stadium, add new renovations to it, and then you start building out that district. I wasn't too mad at that. So just
Yeah.
get the job done and make sure it's right. But I do believe that the city of Chicago deserves that, especially with so much that we've been through
Oh
supporting
Yeah.
yeah.
I
team.
just don't think that renovating the current Soldier Field is worth it. Like it's the
That's fair.
smallest stadium. Like it just
That's
like don't
true.
get me wrong. It's
Mhm.
it's something special about it, but like you at this some point you do still have to make money, and the Bears are missing out on a lot of potential money because they
True.
do have such a small stadium. Like
That
it's extremely small now compared to the other stadiums in the NFL. So, you know, and it's funny because I think I believe 30 something years ago it was like the fifth largest, and now it's the smallest stadium in the NFL.
Yeah,
So that's how
everybody.
much time has passed up, and
Yeah,
you can't keep in mind too. The Bears don't make a lot of money off that because they don't own it. They want to
facts.
own a stadium. So
yeah,
if they do end up, I'm sure part of the whole conversation is going to be them taking on a larger part of the ownership. And then,
yeah.
you know, maybe the city does own part of the entertainment system, but you gotta modernize. You do. As much as we're
I'm
trying
with
to
you on that.
modernize this
Yeah.
team, you gotta come up with the times, or otherwise, eventually. And I know people are going to say it'll never happen, but listen, if the Bears don't start making more money off concessions, off just the team owning the stadium, owning some of the land, they will at some point leave Chicago. It may never be in our lifetimes. We may never see it, but it will
Yeah.
happen at some point in time if you can't build a more modern stadium
And
in
not even
Chicago.
just that. What about concerts, other events? You know what
That
I'm
too.
saying?
Yeah.
Things like
Yeah.
that. Because you
Absolutely.
see other stars go to well, it was Staples Center, but now crypto.com or whatever the hell the name
Yeah.
is. But they make so much money just because, you know, big time artists come there and they do their shows, hip hop, rap, R&B, whatever, everything. And the
Yeah.
Bears are missing out on a lot of that money too. And you see the Chicago Bulls benefit off of that because of their
Yeah.
stadium. You know what I'm saying? You see artists and other people show up to their stadium. I'm pretty sure the Bears want to get in that.
And let's talk
Yeah.
about the domino effect, because I tell you what, if the Bears do build a new indoor stadium that will get some of those concerts in, and I know people are like, I seen somebody say indoor stadiums are whack, but listen, it's the modern day. It's gonna you make more money off of it. The domino effect of that is that it's gonna be force the Bulls and the McCaskies to do, and the Schultz to do something with the United Center. Because let's be clear, I love the United Center. It's way more modern than Soldier Field. But if you go to some of these other basketball arenas,
That's
you'll
all
start
different.
realizing that UC is close to being like Soldier Field, where it's going to get passed up at some
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah. United Center getting long in the tooth now.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Now I
for
did
sure.
want to ask y'all a second question. Is they talking that parking lot along Lakeshore Drive there by
Yes.
that center over there? Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be dope.
Yeah, by McCormick Place. Yeah.
Yeah, by McCormick Place. That'll be dope right there. That's a big old
I think that's
spot
pretty
right there.
good too. Because McCormick Place not a bad little
For
setup
the
either.
entertainment center or for the
Right.
for the arena. For the
Yeah.
arena. Okay, that'll be dope.
Thanks. But hey, I got the biggest question of the night, the most important question of the night, because this motherfucker, who went in this raw? Like, who saw this and said, you know what, that's cool, no strap needed? That's crazy to me.
That's the problem, Haize. They got the strap.
Bro.
Lori don't
motherfucker
swing
is
away.
drinking.
Lori don't swing on a straight pendulum.
Hey, she was drinking. The motherfucker got to drink that jungle juice you was drinking the other day.
All right, the show's over. We done. It's time to get up out of here.
Oh shit, that shit
They
hurt
just
my eyeball.
he said that's the thing. She got the strap. I'm done. The joke's done. It's finished. Bobby won. It's it. I'm done. That's wild.
Bro.
Good Lord, bro.
Oh man.
Bruh.
Anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Damn.
Oh man.
Damn, I know the Lord don't make no mistakes. But damn, can we talk about it?
Oh man. That's crazy, bro. Like, some of
Man.
y'all be hitting anything, and I need y'all to want better for yourself. Because imagine somebody showing up and you gotta explain to somebody this your baby mama. Like, come on, bro. That's
Come on, Lori.
crazy.
Come on,
That's
Lori Mo.
wild.
Lori
Listen,
Mo.
Lori Lightfoot is never gonna be on this show. So there you go, bro. It's never gonna happen.
They talking about she look like the granddad from Boondocks.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild, man.
Damn,
That's
bro.
crazy, bro.
That's different. That hit.
There's
different.
truly somebody out there for anybody. Fellas, Bobby, go ahead and send this off, brother.
Hey, well,
That's
man,
crazy.
y'all make sure y'all stay in tune. This is only the beginning. We still gonna be rocking and rolling. If you want more from me and C-Dub, hit us up on Shy Boys Podcast. And you can follow Haize on all social media platforms at CEO Haize. Y'all make sure y'all tune in and bear down for sure.
Man, y'all want to follow the show, you can do so at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, the number to do so, they cutting up in the chat, 773-242-9336. We the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Chi-Town up, bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.